Jefferson climbs the ladder. Oh my goodness! Come
on! Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody! What is up, Run Pure? It's a big day today for the Run Pure family. We've been talking about it for a while, teasing it for a while. Since the beginning of the summer, I've known that we're kind of trying to up our game a little bit, bring in as many talented people as we can. And honestly, the list starts and ends with the similar guys to I'm bringing on right now with JBC. His name's Mark. Everybody that's been around DFS knows him, but he's never really entered the tout game. He's even made fun of touts along the way. But we've been friends for a while now, and couldn't be more excited to get him in the tout game and pick his brain. It's going to be great for the Run Pure family and everything on there in the community. But let me bring him in. Mark Peterson, JBC, Iggy Dash on FanDuel, one of the biggest winners I've seen. I know this because I told him we need screenshots for the promo, and the dude couldn't even come up with on like one picture. There's hundreds of them for 100K. One of the biggest winners ever. JBC, what are we doing today, my man? Welcome.
Hey, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to finally dive into the content game, and you're the right person to do it with. I'm ready.
It's been exciting too, and we've been planning this behind the scenes. I know Mark. I went to Indy. We met him and Bryce, Third and Slong, and some of you know. We met for MMA one Saturday night. Mark dropped a little hint. We were eating pizza. He tried to slide me into a video, make fun of me. I like that. But tell us a little bit about your path. For the people that don't play every day, that don't play high stakes, that live under a rock and haven't seen you in the streets, talk about before DFS. Just give a little history of yourself.
So after I graduated college, 2012, I moved out to Las Vegas to do sports betting full time, and I did it for 3 or 4 years where I only did sports betting. I didn't really know what DFS was. I actually got into a drinking kickball team with Cheta Bisk, and he was like, this fantasy stuff is pretty beatable. Like, it's easy. Like, you should do this instead. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. And well, here we are.
And then, so that was what? Because you weren't in it. A lot of people were in the beginning of DFS, including me, like 10 years ago. You started, you said 6 years ago or something?
Yeah, 2015, 2016. 2016 was really when I probably dove into it big head first. And then by 2017, my risk figure had switched almost entirely from betting over to DFS. Although with the legality changing, it's swinging back the other way some, but still mostly DFS.
So was it just a quick hit too? You were never in poker, right?
No.
So it's just sports betting. And once you started DFS, I know a lot of people have different stories. Like even Bryce was telling the story how he deposited a couple $100, turned it into a huge number. You were obviously a professional bettor before that.
Right.
How was like your transition? Did you pick it up quick? Did you just start rolling right away?
It was kind of a situation where I was betting all day, and then at night I was kind of training myself to play DFS. And, it probably took me, 6-9 months to really figure out what I needed to be doing, and then just went from there.
And you were always like, because people that don't know, JBC is one of the best 150 players. What that means is we always get the Twitter rant like, oh, anyone can win with 150, blah, blah, blah. That's actually not the truth, even remotely. I can verify that. I've always been one of the best 1 to 4 entry guys. I think I'm as good as anyone in that, but I'll be the first to tell you, I'm definitely no 150 expert, not even close. I've done okay, hit $1 million, the 150, different stuff like that. But long term, definitely a loser, like in football in the 150, stuff like that. I've been picking JBC's brain personally the last month or two, trying to get better, trying to refine the process. But that's what we needed at Run Pure, was someone that's just big time winner in the 150 streets, because honestly, a lot of the Run Pure people are really sharp players, as everyone knows in the industry. But we don't really have a 150 guy. And these top people like JBC and some of the other guys in the industry just roll in the 150 streets. And that just gives us a whole nother dimension to the site. And I just couldn't be more excited about that. But you've always been a 150 guy, right?
Yeah, it's all I've ever done. Even from the beginning, it kind of made more sense to me from a game theory standpoint to tackle it from that perspective. Just it seemed like it would be a bigger strength for me than trying to, pick the best players for one lineup. Just get a more diverse set of players.
And honestly, it's just it's a good fit too, because it gives you, when you're playing every day and you're playing huge volume like JBC does, it's just going to get you more flat and up on the way up. And all these 100K hits are awesome too. And it's because he's playing every day. He's in there grinding. He's going to come in the community and really help a lot of because a lot of people in there, even if it's not 150, 20 max players, that's
right.
The difference. You're still building a portfolio. He's going to be able to help the members a ton. But I know a lot of people are going to say it. You've always kind of shit talked touts, which is fine. I get it. A lot of people do. I handle as much heat as anyone out there. Why the shit talk and why Run Pure now? Like, why? What's going to be different now, I guess?
Well, I think a big part of it is that, touts typically start touting because they're not winning. And I clearly am winning, and you clearly are winning. And I think that's why it's a good partnership, because, I know you're a winner. Like, all the other high stakes players know you win. They know I win. It lends us a bit more credibility than your average tout. And I think that that's probably the most important thing you can possibly have.
Yep. I mean, no doubt. And it just adds so many dimensions, which is why I'm so excited about it. Because I'm like very, very confident in the content at Run Pure, but it's always been based in that shorter window where it's one team, which is good for the members too, because a lot of people are 1 to 3 entry people, like a lot of the casual players. But there also is that dimension where if you really want to get to the top, like I'm talking top 10, like JBC is, top 10 player in the world, you don't really get there by entering 1 to 3. Just there's more variance. You're just not going to win as much. Like we've had a ton of screenshots, and I know JSU's got a ton too. One time he had 2 entries in the $15 huge one, and he won. We have tons of those, but now we come at them from more than one dimension. And honestly, the most exciting part for me with JBC joining is the bet side, because we've always kind of neglected the bet side a little bit. We put a bunch of stuff up. During football, we crush with the Wong teasers. I know people like, blah, blah, blah. The MMA, we've tried to get more in. Even though I've gotten beat up the last few weeks, I'm excited to pick his brain in there with this. But the bet side, like, what are you going to bring to the bet side at Run Pure?
I mean,
and why will it be good for the people?
Everything. I mean, I've been professional bettor for forever now. It's over a decade. I win at pretty much every sport, the high volume sports. If people want more of that, soccer, MMA, all the college sports are very easy to beat. I'll be able to give picks to everybody, and it's obviously it's front running a little bit. Like I'll get my own money down first, but you're still going to get the best of the number the vast majority of the time. You follow me, you'll win.
I love it. And anymore, like JBC said, these states are becoming legal. I know Kentucky, where I live, is almost legal now. And the more that happens, we're going to have more and more opportunity at Run Pure with the affiliates and sign-up deals and different things, where all of a sudden we can look at these games and stuff that JBC's putting up and find the best price, get you a deal with one of the sites and all kinds of stuff, where it's all going to come together for us, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was one question in the chat. So your best sports, someone in the chat asked, what's your best sports, your most profitable, and even say your least profitable, honestly. What's your best and worst sports coming in?
For DFS, NBA is going to be the top. And NBA
by far too, most consistent, most wins, everything.
NBA is at the top. Then you got NBA Showdown, which would be next. And then NFL Showdown and MMA.
Probably. NBA Showdown is more profitable than NFL Showdown for you?
It's a higher ROI. I don't know that the gross number is higher because NFL there's more money in it, but yeah, NBA Showdown is the fucking printer. MMA is good. I mean, worst sport, golf main slate, which I think everybody at the top is going to say the exact same thing.
Whistles told me the same thing for sure, that it's one of his.
Except for you win at golf, but golf showdown is good, but golf main slate is tough.
All it's going to take is one peel job here, though, and then now that you're with Run Pure, you're going to peel one, and it's going to be good too. But if anyone's got any questions in the chat, let us know, because I mean we're happy to answer them. He's excited to start. Anything you guys want to know. Well, our plans, though, some of you have kind of seen it on the content. Like today for golf, I had my 150 player pool, which everyone looks at most weeks. I added a little column it had question marks. Like I didn't put his name on it because I didn't want people to for sure know. But that's a little preview of what we're going to do at Run Pure. I wonder if
I'm going to answer this question here from Joe. Some of the bigger winners early on have moved on from DFS because they state the lack of edge. Do you think that's true? Well, I think a lot of the people that won early on kind of just were first adopters in an industry that they really had no business making a lot of money in. And as soon as the quants, the people like me moved in, their edge went away. And I mean, I didn't lose any edge because I'm the one that's taking it from them.
I like that. I always think it's funny just personally. Like most times when people leave, I've seen people all along the way. I've been in it from the beginning. People will leave, and that's always their excuse when they start losing. Like, the edge is just gone. Well, maybe it's just your edge that's just gone. It's like, and it happens to a lot of people. I'm on a downswing right now, so I'm not like against it. But I'm just saying, it's funny how if they were winning, they wouldn't be saying the same stuff as that. So
correct. So nobody wants to ever admit that they're at fault. You know what I mean, or they're not good enough, and that's kind of how it is for a lot of the early on people. And I think that's a testament to how good you are that you're still going.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a grind, honestly. And to do the tout, I don't think people fully appreciate. A lot of people have made fun of touts in the past, and it is what it is. It doesn't even bother me because everyone can have their opinions. But people don't realize how hard it is to come on camera every day and give takes and play your own money for decent amounts and do it for every sport. Like that's harder than people give it credit for, and to survive over that time. So many people have crumbled. But look, so we got some questions coming in, though. Will existing members get hold on, what'd you say?
I was saying somebody asked me if I was a Panthers fan. Yes, absolutely.
We got to get into that jersey too in a minute, but will existing members get that 23% off deal? Yeah, if you send Captain a message, we'll get you taken care of, Riley Golf Pro. We want it to be a good deal for everyone. And if you keep that package, so those of you that don't know, it says it at the bottom of the screen, 23% off for life. So that's every package with SaberSim. Best deal you're going to find, and it's going to go down every week or two up to the NFL season. So 23 now, then 20, I think, then 17, then 15 or something like that. But 23%, you'll keep that price no matter what we add. Maybe we add JBC. I don't know what we'll add as we go with the people we're adding. If we add something, you're still going to be in at that 23% lifetime rate, even if the package was to go up or something. So good time to sign up. And, yeah, if you're a current member, I'm sure if you have a full deal or something, we can get that taken care of for you. Let's see. Nobody wants to admit their ass, Little Chop says. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty true. No one ever comes on and they're just like, man, I'm terrible. I lost $100,000 last month. Like no one ever says that.
Oh man, it's like, I'll post the screenshots on the days where I'm just like full wiping for like 40K.
those always endure people. Just went 6 to midnight. What site do you use to build your lineups?
Cruncher.
Are you a Cruncher guy?
Cruncher.
Yeah, a lot of the top people are using Cruncher for sure.
Cruncher.
I was gonna see if I can.
I actually I used to use Fantasy Labs, and then there were a lot of glitches with it, and I tried to like get in touch with their people, and they were very standoffish and kind of dick about it. So that I was like, "Fuck you, I'm going to Cruncher," and they're still use Cruncher.
Let me see if I can share my screen without jacking this up. I've never done it before. People are going to make fun of me, but that's fine. Let me see.
Don't accidentally put porn on there or something.
I could totally butcher this, but I'll try it real quick. Just because I want to show them kind of what our plan is.
Yes, I'm going to be on shows, and I'll have cores and articles.
Oh, see, I told you I was going to jack it up. Let me see.
Do I do my own projections? Some sports I aggregate. In some sports, I do my own. I make my own projections for golf, MMA,
There we go.
and then some sports like basketball, I'll aggregate and then manually edit them all myself. So it's kind of just like taking other people's legwork and then going into it with myself for more on the back end.
Rubio's making fun of me. I knew they were going to make fun of me, but that's all right. I've never done this before. I'm not even normally a host, as people know. I'm doing this on a whim here from my guy JBC. And so this is what we're going to offer, something like this, though, where it's not going to, we're going to refine it as we go, but we're going to show all our players straight down. You see the field, you see all that stuff. Me, JBC was obviously the question marks before I put it on the site. And as you go down, we'll see pretty much the whole field, where our leverage plays are. And obviously, we'll do this for big showdowns. We're going to do it for as many 150 sports as we play. And it won't always just be me and him. Like for NFL main slate, I imagine we'll have this up to like 4 or 5 of our top players. Me, JBC, Bryce, JSU, whoever else wants to play 150 and put it in there. So once we get that many on here and you can see like quarterback, running back, receiver, and across, maybe there's a couple we're higher on than the field and stuff like that. But I think it's going to be a cool piece of content as we add 150 to more and more things. You could talk about like what are your plans with 150 and how we can show it to the people if you have any ideas.
You know, I think what you're showing here is going to be like the primary source of like how I can provide with 150, other than like, you know, minutia like minimum salary and uniques and, you know, groups and shit like that. But what you're showing there as far as being over or under like on the like primary plays, that'll be fairly easy to do, and I think it'll really help people. You know, I could literally do every single fighter on an MMA slate, and you know, it wouldn't be that much data for people to digest, and I think it would really help.
Yeah, and you talked about the rules. Some of the rules and stuff, like on my NASCAR sheet, which isn't up obviously right here at the bottom, we'll have some rule columns too. If there's any important ones, obviously JBC's not going to go in there and type every rule he uses and different stuff. But like for NASCAR and stuff, if there's 2 dominators that week or something, basic rules that everyone should have. Or like in golf, for example, most weeks I'm setting a rule. I don't want more than one guy down in this range, in the 6,300 to 7,200 type range. I don't want a bunch of those guys down there most weeks. So that will definitely be included as well.
As a general statement, I'm not like real big on rules as far as any sport other than, you know, baseball, obviously, and like hockey and League of Legends. But like, you know, as far as NFL and NBA, you know, I'm probably going to have less rules than most people. You know, a lot of people like to really dig in there and make sure that every lineup's like a certain way. And I feel like a lot of times you can get to where you get too narrow doing that, and you end up fucking with the generator more than you're helping it.
It's funny you say that too, because I was talking to Rubio on the way to lunch. Rubio's been one of the hottest players in the industry lately with 150, and he talked about adding something that you talked about. We're getting more diverse, because we've always kind of preached, I'll be honest, we've always preached taking stands at Run Pure and stuff like that, really eliminating some people. And you've shown the opposite way. And to be fair too to myself, when we talked about this during football, I made it clear that a lot of the top players do that, where they spread it all the way around, even in golf, play almost everyone, get a little or below the field. And that's how you win. I made it clear on the shows. And I said, for me personally, that's not how I've had success, where I play more variants. I take stands, I make some fades, but I knew it and I clarified. And Rubio was more on your side. And in the last 2 months, the dude has shipped 20K plus in like 8 different sports or something. And he said the biggest difference he had was doing it your way, where he's just not taking as many crazy stands. Even if he loves someone, he's playing them 40% instead of 70% and stuff like that, where you're still way above the field, but you just don't have to go as high as I do sometimes. And what do you think about that? Like just trying to stay close to the field.
I think especially if you're managing, you know, it's not, you know, everybody doesn't have like $30-40 million like fucking Chipotle, where they can just like jam one guy and, you know, eat 100 grand a slate, and it doesn't matter if they lose. You know, if you're managing a bankroll, it minimizes the swings when you're not like absolutely going hard as hell on the people that you're most confident in. and playing a little flatter can help you survive long term. I think, the risk of going belly up is a lot lower playing that way. And I think that, early on that might have influenced how I developed that sort of strategy. But now it's just kind of like fucking win, go with it.
And just to show it works too. I mean, you see all these 100K hits. And so it's not like you're reducing your variance, but you're still shipping a ton anyways, where it's just the right way to play 150 if you're trying to do it that way, which is correct. I mean, you look at all the top players, Whistles. I've spent a bunch of time with Whistles, does it the same way. JBC, top 10 guy, crushes all these 100K hits, same way. All the people are like that, unless you just have an absurd amount of money and just can go crazy. But like we always say, there's more than one way to win in DFS. And the best part about him joining, we have other angles. Like we have so many different dimensions that we can help people with that I'm excited about. Here's another question for you. Can JBC talk about his journey to becoming a high-stakes DFS player? Did he bank a milli maker or did he slowly build his bankroll?
Slow build. I never hit the million, which is crazy.
What's your biggest hit?
200. I think I've only hit I've hit 100K like 100 times, but I think I've only hit I've hit 200 3 or 4 times, but I don't think I've ever won more than that.
Which again, it shows his style though, how he's getting to the top a lot, and the millie's going to come anyways. The millie's going to come this year.
That's just variance. What you can control is winning those 50K, 20K, 30K, 50K, 100K. You have a lot more control over that than you do over these contests that have 200,000 people in them.
Yeah. And honestly, like it comes down to luck a little bit. Like you're shipping all these slates and you never know when you're going to hit the nut, where some nights it's a milli for first randomly. And you just don't, some nights it doesn't come together. Some nights it's only 50K for first and you hit the stone nuts. Why couldn't the milli be that night? And you'd have a couple millis, right?
The joke I always make is you run hot as the sun for 20K and you run like shit.
Yeah. It happens a lot for sure. I know Osimo used to talk about it a lot. Like that dude had so many hits for that 3 or 4 year stretch, and he never hit the milli. So it was, he eventually
stretch. He and I had very similar paths, very similar.
Which is still, I mean, you guys are still printing, so no one's feeling sorry for you for not getting the milli. But still.
I think I'll live.
Any other questions in here? If not, we'll be in the Discord all day. And again, promo code NFL23, 23% off. Best deal you can have because
we'll be in San Diego. Sorry, just to answer that question.
Yeah.
We're doing that best ball draft, baby.
Yeah, the best ball draft. I'm excited. With me and JBC are in there. Seen Cal's in there. Who else is in there? Whistles is in there.
They can all get this work. You're gonna get this work too.
No, you're going to get really smoked in that. That's going to be your first L in the Rob Pure right there. Where'd the name JB's here? I'll put it on the screen.
Like an actual cheeseburger, baby.
Is that really why? Just one time you were like, I'm just going to name my. Why is there 3 of them then?
No, you can't come up with your own nickname, man. My brother was Big Cheese, so I'm Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. So there you go.
You're what? What'd you just say?
My brother was Big Cheese. That was his nickname. So I'm
That's a better nickname than Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Big Cheese.
People get it, and then
I would definitely respect you more right now if I said Big Cheese is coming on than JBC.
Can't choose. It's like when KD tried to choose his own nickname, and everybody just
with his burger, he's out there trying to get it. Well, is JBC coming to the March? JBC definitely likes to party, so there's no way he's not here for March Madness.
Oh yeah.
Why are you wearing a
Vegas? They're going to Tony's house instead. I mean, I'll bring Vegas to Tony's house.
What are we going to make people guess what jersey this is? Or
why am I wearing a Panthers jersey? Because they're the best team in the NFL, baby.
What should we give to the first person that can guess your jersey?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Can they see the numbers? 17. 17
Panthers jersey. Who's going to guess it? We'll get some gear out to whoever guesses it first.
Impossible Burger. I do enjoy a good Impossible Burger.
Arnold?
It's Jake Delhomme. DFS.
Oh, immediately comes in. DFS Dom.
We got a new DFS Dom.
Get it first right out of the gate with Jake Delhomme. Who'd I guess? I guess Derek Anderson. What number was Derek Anderson? 19?
Number shit.
Oh, God, he was a hero. Junior Bacon Shad Burger. Yeah. What else we got? Nothing else, right?
Yeah, no. I mean, I'll get in Discord and start fucking telling people what to do ASAP.
We got an NFL preseason late tonight.
Yeah.
And that logo, everyone's got to see JBC's new logo in the Discord, and you'll see it at the top of the leaderboards tonight. Oh, yeah. People are still guessing. I mean, Uncle T, you can't still be guessing.
Uncle T with the Raker Ruth reference.
Any info for NFL tonight, Joe Ruff says? My info for this freaking game is it's awful every year. It's 33 total. We'll have a ton of info in the Discord.
MLB. I have hit the monster eight times this year, 8 times.
I believe it. NFL tonight, though, kickers, defenses, quarterbacks. Yeah, I mean, it's a preseason game. It's going to play very ugly.
Hey, Deshaun Watson needs to get some work in, though. Maybe he'll be out there.
He's getting some work in right now on the old massage table, I bet. Let's see. No more questions? All righty. It was fun. We're excited to do this. I'm more excited than anybody to get these guys in. JBC, and those of you who didn't see a month ago, we brought in Bryce, Thirdish Long, and we got some other big announcements coming. We're not done yet. Football's a month from now. We are by no means done adding people, adding content, adding names. It's going to keep happening. This was the biggest we had so far, but who knows? I mean, you never know what's coming in the next month. I'm excited. Definitely use the promo code, though. Super excited, JBC. Thanks for hopping on. And we're going to head over to the Discord, though, and hang out a little bit at the Run Pure. So use that promo code. Meet us over there. Let's see if I can actually freaking get this thing to leave so Rubio doesn't make fun of me.
Yep.
We'll see you guys.
Peace out.